What's up, good people? I'm your girl Denise Rubin with Bar Business and the Protected Campaign.
Okay, I think I'm finally in here. My bad. It was having technical difficulties.
Was it me or you?
It was definitely me. It was definitely me. I was trying to do something different. I was trying to go through the laptop. It wasn't working.
Okay. All right. Well, we here. Let's get to it. What's good? What's good? What's good?
How you doing, family? I'm all right.
All right. It's your girl Denise with Bar Business and the Protected Campaign. And we're here today to talk about how mass incarceration impacts Black men.
Yes, sir.
I got my boy here today. You want to introduce yourself and then we'll jump on into it?
Yeah, man. My name Camara Griffin. To close, real close friends. They call me Grip. Um, yeah, man. I'm here for the conversation.
All right, where you from, bro?
Born and raised Atlanta, GA. Between the South Side and the West Side. My whole family's from the West Side, but I mostly resided on the South Side. That's why I jumped off the porch, so to speak. Deal Avenue, Stewart Avenue, not Metropolitan. If you know, you know. And yeah, South Side.
Well, okay. So as you know, Black Americans are incarcerated at nearly 5 times the rate of whites. And 1 in 81 Black adults per 100,000 people in the United States is uh, serving time in prison. Um, we out. I'm formerly incarcerated.
Correct. Also.
Okay. And so we're going to talk about how mass incarceration has impacted you. How you feeling today?
I'm wonderful, man. Family good. I'm living, breathing. Everybody's happy. That's what matters to me. Wonderful.
All right. Well, tell us about how it was growing up in your hood.
Like I said, man. If you're in my age bracket, you know, Stewart Avenue, Deal Avenue, that area was kind of rough back then. Growing up in the '80s, I was born in '79, so I consider myself an '80s baby. And one thing about growing up back then in those type of situations, everybody in those areas are living in poverty, but it's a family. It's only dangerous for the people that's not from there. And living on Deal in the house we stayed in, there was an alley. It went from almost from Stewart Avenue all the way to Sylvan Road, and we lived in the house. The house we lived in on Belmont, it was right next to the alley. So I had a front row seat. I could get up on the counter in the kitchen and look through the window and see almost any and everything going on in those alleys. And you kind of adapt to that way of living things. You kind of start normalizing things. And this is also around the time where the crack era hit real big. Um, I can remember being in middle school. Some of my little homeboys coming to school with bank rolls, and they don't get into the game. It was plentiful, and coming up in that type of environment where you don't have many options. Back then it was either become a football star or a basketball star. Those were the things that we had to look forward to make it out of those situations. And now here, this crack coming to, even though it's tearing up the community, but to impressionable young boys like myself, it's also looking for a way out. Because I see these guys, with their cars and their notoriety and their respect, and you kind of start idolizing that stuff, and thinking that, hey, if I take this route, I can make it out of this situation. So that's how it was growing up over there, man. Rough, but it was also a lot of love and neighborly vibes, man.
Okay. How did you end up being incarcerated?
Well, like I said, living and coming up in that type of environment, you know, you start to look up to these guys, man. You know, the hustlers and kind of just wanting better for better living situation. Just, you know, we were poor, man. You know, I had a wonderful mother. I want to state that I had a wonderful mother who basically raised 3 kids by herself, and she did an awesome job. But, you know, one mama and 3 babies, you know, we stretched thin. So just looking for a way to I guess lift myself up out that situation. You know, I turned to the streets. Like I said, in middle school, I seen my little homeboys coming to school with big bank rolls, and, you know, they got the newest sneakers, and here I can't, you know, my mama ain't buying no $100 shoes. So, you know, we got to make do with what we got. So, you know, I jumped out the porch, got in the game. It started off selling candy at school, and graduated. And I was engrossed in that lifestyle, and eventually later on in life, I ended up meeting somebody, started doing some business with them, went out of town, and got banged up, man. First time going to prison, they gave me 121 months. I want to state this too. Coming up in that, you know, in that type of living, from the time I was 17 to 24, I was on probation. At one time during that period, I was on 3 different probations at the same time. Finally, I get off probation at 24, and I catch my first case going to prison, Fed case at 26, and got 21 months.
I think that's you know, a lot of our stories. My story is the same. You in school, you see these
Right.
guys, and, you know, they're doing their thing. Even though I didn't have to take that route, but it is the route that I did take. My mom was a school teacher. My dad worked at PPG, so, you know, we was doing pretty good. And I think it was just an issue of me trying to find myself and be independent,
Right.
and try to do my own thing. I jumped off the porch too. Ended up in the same boat. I think first time I went to jail I was maybe 18. I think it was 1991. 1991. And I can't even count the times that I've been back and forth in jail, Fulton County, Rice Street. Saw a lot of different things. Learned a lot.
Right.
Learned a lot. And my first time going to prison was in 2011. I did 6 months. And just to be honest, the whole time I was in prison, I was still doing the same thing. So nothing stopped. The day I got out of prison, I was back in the streets. It never stopped. So yeah, you can get caught up. You can definitely get caught up. I learned a lesson though. I went back again to prison 2015. 2015, I got locked up 3 different times.
Wow.
3 different times. And that 3rd time, they was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't get a bond." I didn't get a bond. I ended up staying at Fulton County for a year, then got sent to prison for a 10-4. So I did 4 years, with 3.5 years, and then went to the TC, and then came home. But let's talk about, like, what type of did you learn any lessons from those mistakes?
Yeah. I did. Like I said, just like you said, I didn't have to choose the route that I chose, because, like I said, my mama was awesome, man. You know, very religious, you know, and she instilled a lot of things in me that kind of, you know, you buck on it as a youngster, but these things kind of blossom when you get into adulthood, or into certain situations. And yeah, I learned a lot from this journey. I want to state this though. I did like I said, I was sentenced to 121 months, which is 10 years, and I did 8 years and 7 months on it. And in that time, I learned a lot about myself. You know, I did a lot of self-searching and planning and reflecting, but that wasn't due to the institution itself. I would say, you know, I know they say that prison's supposed to be a place of rehabilitation, but it can be a place of rehabilitation because it was for me. Like I said, it gave me time to really dig into myself and do some self-reflecting. But the institution itself, what they drop you in, this place, you know, without, it's full of hopelessness. Let's be honest, hopelessness, despair, and opposition. And you have to just find a way yourself as a person to take what you can from that situation, or take the time to, you know, move yourself in a different direction. I feel like that's in the person, not the institution.
All right. So you know that when we're incarcerated, that incarceration not only those actions that we took not only affected us, but they affected our families as well.
Absolutely.
What type of impact did it have on your family?
Oh man, I have 3 sons first and foremost, and just knowing, you know, the type of world we live in, and the things that they're facing just because they're in this country is kind of scary, man. You know, you behind these walls, and um you know, you keep your ear to the street because you're still out there contacting people, and you're hearing certain things about your son moving this way, your son moving that way. And being inside the institution, I've seen so many kids coming there, man, life sentences, 20, 25 years. You know, you hear these stories about young men dying out here early. You know, they don't make it 21, 22 years old. They calling them OGs now, you know, because it's so bad. So it's a scary situation, man, having young black men out here and not being able to, you know, properly guide them and give them the tools that they need to navigate this world. And that's just one of the ways that it affected me. Like I said, I did 8 years and 7 months. In those 8 years and 7 months, I lost both of my grandparents. Wasn't able to go to the funeral. You know, me and my grandmother was real close. And if any of my cousins on here, she wouldn't have told y'all this, but I was her favorite. And so, you know, that was real hard for me, being in that situation, and not being able to, you know, be there in that sense. What a lot of people probably don't know is that during that time of my incarceration, my kid's mother, which is now my wife, was also incarcerated. So our kids was out here with both of their parents gone. Like I said again, you know, trying to navigate this world without the guidance, or you know, the tools that we could have gave them. Not taking. I want to shout out Granny because she did a wonderful job. You know, she stepped up and handled that. But you know, it's nothing like having your mother and father there, and me seeing, you know, seeing the struggle and not being able to help them, man. Like that's almost like a slow death. You know, it's also very financially. It's a financial burden on your family because phone calls costs. Um, they don't feed you nothing now for real. So if you don't have any money coming in to get some commissary or something, you really down bad. So you know, it puts a strain on them financially. Um, just a lot of trauma on top of trauma, man. Trauma on top of trauma.
And with that trauma, we have to be able to heal and get some healing and figure out ways to deal with that in order to get back into society and be able to be prosperous and stable. Because in order to get it right, we gotta, you know, have a stable mind to be able to, you know, carry out them plans that we made when we was in there, right?
Right.
Because we got to have a plan, right? Because we don't have no plan, then we plan to fail, right?
That's right.
So,
And I just want not to cut you off. Just I'm just thinking, just coming home, man. Even after, you know, making it through that trauma and being able to get my mind in a place where I knew like this is my last time doing this, so you know I have to do something different. So not only having, you know, having the strong mind and condition, and you know, to get myself right now, when I do get back out here, I'm faced with something else, because now you remember I did almost 9 years. So when I left, my boys was little boys. I'm coming home to young men that's already experienced what they've experienced. They're carrying the trauma of their parents being gone already, you know, on top of whatever they had to go through out here while we were gone. So now I got to try to find out how to connect with this young man, with my son, you know, try to build a bridge so I can hopefully get in front of, you know, if he going in the right direction, get in front of that. So now I got to try to build a relationship with my kids again. And that alone is a struggle, because these are, like I said, young men with their own personalities, and that's maybe been used to doing things a certain way that weren't necessarily the right way, but wasn't nobody there to tell them it weren't the right way. So here come this dude that's been gone 9 years trying to come in and correct things. So that's been a struggle. But right now, man, me and my boys have a wonderful relationship. We're in a wonderful place in our life, man, and they're gonna be all right.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So for those of you all who maybe didn't catch us when we started, I'm Denise with Bar Business and the Protected Campaign. It's your boy Grip, and we talking about the impacts of mass incarceration on Black men and how it affects our families. And we've been doing a lot of work in the street with the Protected Campaign. And that is a campaign that we've been working on to get justice impacted people included as a protected class here in the city of Atlanta. Back in October, we introduced legislation and it was adopted. So justice impacted people are now a protected class in the city of Atlanta from discrimination.
Sure.
That means that for housing, jobs, you cannot be discriminated against. If you are, you have the right to go down to City Hall, to the Human Relations Commission, and file a complaint. If your complaint is not answered, then you have the right to file a lawsuit. And that's where we are. Big B's doing big business in the city. Big Grip is a part of the Protected Campaign. We've been out in these streets and we still out in these streets. We're moving on to the second phase of the campaign. We're going back to City Hall February 20th to amend the Bill of Rights. That's that second part. We can't have that first part done without that second part, because we need to amend the Bill of Rights to include justice impacted people as well. So with that being said, this work that we've been doing, how important do you think that this campaign is needed and these steps that we've taken to make this happen?
And first of all, I want to say shout out to y'all, man, and big ups to y'all for the work that y'all have put in thus far, and the work that I know y'all, the greatness that I know that y'all gonna do. And whether y'all know it or not, y'all part of Black History, man. We in February, this Black History Month. We, you know what I'm saying? We part of history, baby. But I think it's important that the Protect the campaign is important because of all the collateral consequences that we have to deal with when we get back out here in these streets, man. A personal one that I've experienced, me and my wife has experienced since we've been home is our oldest son, Darian. He's 25 years old now. He has autism, and it's really, his autism is really more like he's not very social. So there's a lot of things that he can't really do for himself, you know, in this world, as far as his finances, as far as a lot of stuff. So when we came home, you know, like I said, Granny held stuff down while we were gone, took care of him. She was over his affairs. So, you know, when me and my wife come home, we putting our family back together. And we were told that because we had criminal records that we could not be power of attorneys for our own son. Like, so I have a son in this world that's, like I said, let him do how he can care for us, because a mistake in my past 15, 20 years ago, I can't be the official person to take care of my son. And that's just one of the things that we as justice impacted people face coming back out in this world. Is places they're going to tell you that you can't stay here because you made a mistake. You can't work here because you made a mistake. Like, that's almost like double jeopardy. I mean, I did what I did, when it did, sat down, did my time, and I'm still being punished when I get back on the street. So I feel like that Protect the campaign is very, very vital and important to ensure that people have a chance coming back out here, because I feel like it would lower the homeless rate, because, you know, people getting back out here, they can't get a job, can't find any place to live. Either one or two things gonna happen. They're gonna go back to their old lifestyle and repeat the process, or they're gonna end up under somebody's bridge, man. So, you know, we have to have some things in place and people in place that fight for us, for these, I call us forgotten voices. You know, people that don't have the a lot of rights that every other paying person has. You know, we need to have things in place for us. I feel like it's very important and vital.
It definitely is. When we talk about public safety, public safety looks like formerly incarcerated people, justice impacted people, having all the resources that they need: housing, jobs with a livable wage,
Right.
access to education, and ending violent surveillance in our community. Listen, folks, bar business and the Protect the campaign, we out in these streets. And if you have been affected by directly or indirectly impacted by the justice system, come join us. Come join us in this fight. We need support. We need donations. We need y'all bodies out in these streets with us, raising a roof to make sure justice impacted folks, excuse me, are treated fairly, or treated as a human being, because we are an invisible class of people that are overlooked, that are not even seen.
Right.
And if we come together as a whole, we can move some mountains around here for our people, for ourselves and for our people. And that's what bar business is here to do, to lift the people, to be able to provide the resources that they need to help to do that. And we're going to keep we're gonna stay out in these streets, and we're gonna keep doing the work that we're doing to ensure that we are taken care of and are seen. And it's no holds barred at this point. So you can follow us on IG, Barred Business. You can follow us on Facebook, same Barred Business. You can go to our website and sign up to join our team, to support us. That's www.barredbusiness.org. We here for it. Anything else you wanna say before we leave?
I just want to say, man, again, I appreciate y'all for what y'all have done with and the work that y'all are going to do. And I just want to talk to my fellow justice impacted people. We're gonna need your help and support, because you know, and we all win if one of us, if we're not all free.
None of us are free.
Right. Right. So, you know, we need you to come out, get out in these streets with us, support. And yeah, man, and keep pushing, keep thriving. All those things that keep popping up in your way, it's a way around them. You can get around them. And we here to.
We are. So join the campaign. Come through. And if you got folks on the inside, get them signed up for membership as well, because we do have members that are on the inside. We gonna take care of our people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We here for it. We here for it.
One more thing before we go, Denise. I just want to let everybody know that what else is going on with me right now. I guess you can kind of call me a serial entrepreneur, because I'm also a new venture. Starting the label. It's called Finesse Money Lifestyle. I have some really dope artists. One of them being my son. And yeah, FML. Be on the lookout for us. Dope music coming soon. Trying to change the narrative of hip hop to back to what it really is. Getting us out of those situations that I was just telling you about that I grew up in, creating jobs for our people. You know, yeah. So FML on the way.
That's what's up. Shameless plug. Plug it on in. Yeah, plug it on in. Right. We here for y'all. We here for it. We gonna push this next piece of legislation on through. After that, we're gonna take this to a state level, and for Georgia, and then we wanna our goal, our destination is to amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964 on a federal level. So this is a marathon that we're running, and we invite you to come and run with us, support yourself, empower yourself, and let's build and make this happen. February 20th, we will be back at City Hall for the Bill of Rights. I'm tired of saying but we invite you all down. I think that's going to be 1 o'clock, City Hall,
show up.
Trinity Ave, second floor. Yeah. Follow us at www.barredbusiness.org. Join the campaign, become a member, and y'all will see us out in these streets. All right. We appreciate y'all for joining. Look for us again, because we're going to be doing more lives. Follow us, like us, and yeah, y'all have a good evening.
All right, peace, y'all.
We still on? I need to cut this off.